All right, folks, Mark here again. If you've been watching, if you've seen any of my last two videos, I talked about no, I talked about thoughts. What are thoughts? The nature of a thought. What where do thoughts come from? So on and so forth. And right now, what I want to kind of like touch on is dreams. And based off my research, I believe dreams are a result of thoughts. Dreams are thoughts being expressed while one sleep, right? Because if you're awake, and they call it daydreaming, right? When you're daydreaming, and all of your thoughts are wandering. So dreams when you're sleeping is the result of a thought that is being played out while you're asleep. Thoughts are manifesting while asleep, while you're in a sleep state. Not only are you sleeping, you're in what's called REM sleep. REM sleep is where we dream vividly. We have several stages of sleep, and you have light, you have deep, and then you have REM. Once in REM, which takes place in the second part of the night hours or the night watches, REM sleep usually takes place between 3 and 5 in the morning. That's when you are having most vivid dreams. And REM sleep is rapid eye movement. It means your eyes are moving side to side very rapidly. And your brain waves are actually in, I believe they say your brain waves are in theta. Yeah, it's either in theta or beta state. Right. Your brain waves are in a wakeful state, which is interesting. I'll talk about that in a few seconds. Why your brain are in a wakeful state while you're sleeping, your brain waves. So anyway, so I believe, this is what I believe. This is, again, a lot of the stuff is highly philosophical. A lot of it is not only highly philosophical, it's highly speculative and highly opinionative, right? So you don't have to get on here and say I'm wrong or I'm right. It's just food for thought and consideration. So I think dreams are thoughts that are being manifested, cultivated, and developed while one is in REM sleep. I'll say it again. To me, dreams are thoughts being cultivated, manifested, and presented to the dreamer or the sleeper while you're in REM sleep. And also important to understand that again, dreams are the thoughts. These thoughts are images, they're concepts, imagery, their sensations, their ideas, their experiences that you have through your day-to-day activity. But then there are dreams that come from not just your day-to-day activity and your experiences, that your experiences, subjective experiences, but they're dreams that come from the divine source. What I mean by that is, remember, if you watch my previous videos, I talk about thoughts. And thoughts are frequencies. They are energetic values that are being transmitted and signaled to our processor, which is our brain. So, or the mind, which is like I compared it to the cloud. But I don't want to go into all that again. But like I said, your thoughts are, they are those dreams that is not restricted or limited to the imagery, images, pictorials, and experiences, subjective experiences that we have in our day-to-day activities that manifest while we are in REM sleep. There are those dreams that I believe, again, highly speculative, highly philosophical, theoretical. It's not, I don't have like a ironclad smoking gun proof that this is absolute truth. Again, this is my research. This is my induction, deduction, and conclusions. But I think dreams, right? There are some dreams that are inspired from a divine source. And because a dream is nothing more, nothing less than a thought manifesting itself in one's REM sleep state, these thoughts are, as I said before, are being transmitted from a higher source, which in my opinion is God. I like to call the higher source God. So that's what I believe a dream is. A dream is a thought manifesting itself while we sleep in the forms of images, pictorials, imagery, sensations, emotions, feelings, and so on and so forth. But at core, they are thoughts. They are thoughts while we are in REM. And important to understand this as well. A lot of people talk about, when I was a little younger, I used to hear, when people say you experience sleep paralysis, like you're trying to, when you wake up, you're trying to move, but you can't move. It's called sleep paralysis. And that sleep paralysis usually takes place, again, during REM. REM is very interesting. REM, rapid eye movement, REM sleep is very interesting. There's a lot of neural activity. They found out that there's a tremendous amount of neural network activity that takes place during REM sleep, and they believe that you're patternizing behaviors during REM sleep, instinctive behaviors that you don't have to, primitive instinctive behaviors to hunt, to protect, to defend oneself, to provide food, to copulate. They study this in mammals and animals and so on and so forth, and we belong to that kingdom, so makes sense. But whatever. So as I was saying, there's something interesting that's taking place during REM sleep. Sleep paralysis is where you wake up and you can't move. All right, but here's the the hidden meaning to sleep paralysis. I wouldn't say it's hidden, but it's kind of mystique, or it was mystique. There was a mystique to it, and there is to some people. To me, it's not mystical anymore because I studied and researched and found out what it is. So when you're sleeping and you're in REM sleep, right, that's when you are most actively dreaming, right? The mind is active, extremely active. Thoughts are in deep sleep, you're thinking, but in REM sleep, you are actually dreaming, right? Based off research. Deep sleep, you're thinking. You're not, your thoughts, you're just thinking. In REM, you're actually dreaming, right? What happens is the brain secretes a chemical called GABA. GABA is the abbreviation, GABA. It actually stands for gamma aminobutyric acid. Yeah, GABA, GABA, gamma aminobutyric acid, GABA, I believe. Yes, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I don't remember. But yeah, GABA, gamma aminobutyric acid, is a chemical secreted by the brain, and it actually paralyzes all the body's muscles. So that chemical paralyzes your biological muscles. So all the muscles in the body becomes paralyzed by the secretion of this GABA chemical during REM sleep. And it's a safeguard. It's a safeguard so that if you're dreaming that you're playing football, you don't tackle your wife in the bed, or you don't tackle your husband in the bed, or you don't fall off the bed yourself. You don't run. If you're dreaming that you're playing soccer, you don't kick your spouse, or you don't run out of the bed, thinking you're kicking a goal. If you're dreaming that you're falling off of a cliff, you don't literally fall off the bed and hurt yourself. Or if you're dreaming that you're fighting, you don't punch your spouse, right? So that's what GABA, which the brain secretes, gamma aminobutyric acid, is a chemical that actually suppresses and paralyzes your body, your physical muscles, your body muscles. And again, it's a safeguard to prevent you from acting out the dream that you're having. I say that to say that a lot of people get a little scary, can be a little airy if you don't understand what's happening. And they'll tell you sleep paralysis is some kind of ghost or a demon or something holding you while you're sleeping. It's nuts, nonsense. What happened is that you're actually dreaming that you're awake. First of all, you're not awake. That's one thing. Like a lot of people say they're awake and they're trying to move. It's happened to me over the years, millions of times, figuratively speaking. I'm exaggerating, but in the countless times. And now that I understand it doesn't bother me anymore. But in ancient days, so to speak, I used to be a little puzzled. Like I would wake up with my heart beating fast. I was a little nervous. But now that I understand, it doesn't bother me at all. Yeah, so there is no ghost holding you, okay? There's no demons holding you. What is actually happening is what we just discussed. Your brain secretes GABA, which paralyzes your muscles and prevents you from acting out the dream in your sleep, hurting yourself and or your spouse. That's one. Two, it's very interesting. You got to understand that during, like, if you're dreaming that you're doing something, again, if you're dreaming, first of all, when you dream that you wake up, when you wake up, you're trying to get up and you can't move. Here's what you got to understand: you're not woke. You're not awake. You're still sleeping. The mind tricks itself, right? The mind tricks the body, because what happened is you are dreaming that you are awake, and when you're awake, you get up. So you're dreaming that you're awake and you want to get up to go to work, or you want to get up to go to the bathroom, or whatever the case may be. So in the dream, sometimes your dream can feel so real. I'm sure a lot of us can relate that you can be experiencing a dream that feels so authentic until you wake up and you're experiencing the very dream. Your heart is racing. If you're dreaming that you're driving a fast, nice car or whatever, you wake up and you might have, your heart might be beating a little faster than normal. Your adrenaline might be up. So dreams can be very, very seductive and believable. Seductive is not the right word. More so authenticity, right? Authentic. Dreams can be very authentic until you wake up and realize that you're just dreaming. So what happens is you dream that you're awake, and for all intents and purposes, you feel that you're awake. And so you're trying to get up and you can't. And this is what they call paralysis. Something is holding you down. No, nothing's holding you down. GABA is taking effect. GABA is just as natural as the your endocrine system, right? Your endocrine system produces insulin. Part of your endocrine system produces insulin, monitors your blood pressure, your sugar level, and I mean, we can go countless other things, right? But in the interest of time, we'll just name those few things. GABA is just as natural as that. GABA is just as natural as the VTA, ventral tegmental area, which secretes the dopamine and the serotonin and the oxytocin and all these other chemicals that the body needs to feel good, happy, and balanced, right? So GABA is just another chemical, no different than all the other chemicals we just named: serotonin, oxytocin, dopamine, and neuroepinephrine, right? Adrenaline, like, these are insulin secreted by the pancreas. I mean, these are just, it's no different. So GABA is just another chemical. That's all it is, folks. GABA, which stands for gamma aminobutyric acid, just a chemical that the brain secretes to keep your body from moving. So that when you dream that you're awake, or when you dream that you're fighting, or when you dream that you're running, or when you dream that you're flying an airplane, or when you dream that you're playing football, you don't hurt yourself, or you don't hurt the person in the bed with you. Right? So that's what that is. So there's no ghost holding you down. Don't believe that old folklore or fable. There's no duppies, as they would say, Jamaicans, duppies. There's no duppies holding you down. It's GABA. GABA is what's holding you down, and it's a biological chemical that is secreted by your brain to keep you from jumping out your bed or beating up your wife or whatever, or going to sleepwalk or something, right? So that's that. You're dreaming that you're walking, then you get up and start walking, right? So GABA prevents that. It's a safeguard. It's a safeguard, safe rail, preventative chemical that protects you while you're in REM sleep. So till next time, hopefully this video was tutorial. Hopefully there's something that you got out of it. Mark here, Cooking Books, bringing info. Peace.